Have you ever wondered if your dreams are more real than your waking life? What if the bizarre, nonsensical images that flash through your mind at night hold a deeper truth? That's the question that sparked one of the most revolutionary art movements in history, surrealism. Let's dive into the world beyond reality. To truly understand surrealism, we have to travel back to the early 1920s, to a post-World War I Paris buzzing with new ideas. The world had just endured unprecedented chaos, and for many artists and thinkers, old ways of seeing and creating no longer made sense. Out of the ashes of the anti-art Dada movement, which rejected logic and reason, a new vision emerged. At its heart was a poet and writer named André Breton. In 1924, Breton published the Manifesto of Surrealism, a document that would change the course of art forever. He defined surrealism as psychic automatism in its pure state, a way to express the actual functioning of thought, free from the control of reason and any aesthetic or moral concern. Essentially, the surrealists wanted to tap into the subconscious mind, the vast hidden world of dreams, desires, and fears that Sigmund Freud was exploring in his psychoanalytic theories. They believed that by unlocking the subconscious, they could access a superior reality or a surreality. So, how did they do it? The surrealists developed a fascinating array of techniques to bypass their conscious control. One of the most important was automatism. This could take many forms, like automatic writing, where a writer would let their pen move across the page without any preconceived thought, or automatic drawing, where an artist would doodle freely to see what images emerged. The goal was to let the hand move faster than the mind could censor it, revealing the raw contents of the subconscious. Another popular technique was frottage, pioneered by artist Max Ernst. This involved placing a sheet of paper over a textured surface, like a wooden floorboard or a leaf, and rubbing it with a pencil. The random patterns that appeared would then serve as a starting point for a more detailed image, a collaboration between chance and the artist's imagination. Similarly, there was grattage, which involved scraping away layers of paint to reveal the colors and textures underneath. Decalcomania was another method, where paint was pressed between two surfaces and then pulled apart to create a surprising, blotchy image. These weren't just games, they were serious methods for breaking down the barriers of rational thought and inviting the unexpected into the creative process. When we think of surrealism, certain iconic artists and their mind-bending works immediately come to mind. Perhaps none is more famous than Salvador Dali, the eccentric Spanish painter with the signature moustache. Dali described his paintings as hand-painted dream photographs. His most famous work, The Persistence of Memory, features those iconic melting clocks draped over a barren, dreamlike landscape. The clock's symbols of rigid, objective time become soft and malleable, suggesting that our inner psychological experience of time is far more fluid and subjective. Dolly's work is filled with bizarre juxtapositions, swarming a watch. Draws pulling out of a human figural, rendered with hyper-realistic academic precision, which makes the irrational scenes feel unsettlingly real. Then there's the Belgian artist René Magritte, a master of philosophical puzzles. Unlike Dolly's deeply personal dreamscapes, Magritte's work plays with the conventions of language and perception. His famous painting, The Treachery of Images, shows a beautifully rendered pipe with the words Chechi Nest Par, UNA pipe written below it, which translates to "This is not a pipe." And he's right. It's not a pipe, it's a painting of a pipe. With this simple act, Magritte forces us to question the relationship between an object, its name, and its image. He filled his canvases with men in bowler hats, floating boulders, and everyday objects placed in impossible situations, constantly challenging our assumptions about the world we see. But surrealism wasn't just a boys' club. Women artists made crucial contributions, often exploring themes of identity, mythology, and the female experience from a unique perspective. Artists like Leonora Carrington and Remedios Vero created intricate magical worlds filled with alchemy, mystical creatures, and powerful female figures. Their work was deeply personal, drawing on their own lives and esoteric knowledge to create narratives that were both enchanting and profound. Frida Kahlo, though she resisted the label, is often associated with the movement. Her raw, visceral self-portraits, which depicted her physical and emotional pain, certainly shared the surrealist interest in the inner world, blending reality with symbolism in a way that was entirely her own. The influence of surrealism didn't stop at the gallery wall. It was a truly interdisciplinary movement that spread into literature, photography, and, perhaps most powerfully, film. Filmmakers like Luis Buñuel, in collaboration with Dolly, created Un Chien Andalou, a short film that remains as shocking and dreamlike today as it was in 1929. Its non-linear narrative and startling imagery, like the infamous eyeball-slicing scene, were designed to mimic the free-flowing, associative logic of a dream. Photographers like Man Ray experimented with techniques like solarization and photograms, which he called rayographs, to create strange and ethereal images that transformed reality. Even after its initial peak in the 1920s and 30s, the legacy of surrealism endured. It laid the groundwork for later art movements like abstract expressionism, whose practitioners embraced the idea of automatism and spontaneous creation. But its impact is felt far beyond the art world. Think about the music videos, advertisements, and movies you see today. That bizarre commercial where a car drives on the ceiling. The music video with floating objects and strange transformations. That's the ghost of surrealism at play. It gave us permission to embrace the weird, to value the nonsensical, and to see the world not just as it is, but as it could be in our wildest dreams. In a world that often demands logic and productivity. Surrealism remains a vital reminder of the power of the irrational, the mysterious, and the unknown. It teaches us that there is a whole universe inside our own minds, waiting to be explored. It encourages us to look closer, to question what we see, and to find the marvelous in the mundane. The next time you have a strange dream or a random, bizarre thought, don't just dismiss it. It might just be your own inner surrealist trying to tell you something. What began as a radical experiment in Paris a century ago has fundamentally reshaped our visual culture and our understanding of reality itself. The dream of the surrealists is still very much alive. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the surreal. If you enjoyed this exploration of art history, please give this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the movements that shaped our world. Let me know in the comments which surrealist artist is your favorite. See you next time.